My long-distance girlfriend suddenly stopped birth control and now she is pregnant. A bit of context first. I have been dating this girl from Colombia for the better part of a year now, and we had seen each other a total of 5 times during that period. I live in the UK. We agreed she'd come to visit for 2 months and a half at the end of May in order for the both of us to understand how we would get along more seriously and see if things merited to continue, and possibly have her move indefinitely after that. She was worried about not finding the same birth control pills that she was taking where I live. I reassured her that wouldn't be the case and, as a precaution, I told her to bring plenty in order to not run out anyway. While together she started her last period on the 2nd of June, and as far as I am aware she continued to take the pill until the 11th of June, the last day we had unprotected sex. She told me out of nowhere she had decided to stop taking the pill then and there as her supply had finished, and this would have other benefits as well and she was afraid of not finding one similar in the UK. I tried to mention that wouldn't be an issue, but she was sure of her decision. So I respected. Problem is the little swimmers are tenacious, can survive for a few days on end and she got pregnant most likely on the 12th or the 13th. I honestly don't know how to feel about all of this. I didn't want to have a kid in these circumstances, although I'm fully aware of my responsibilities. And she could have gotten pregnant on the pill anyway. One thing that threw me off was that a few days after she stopped I found a full box of pills in her purse and, quite frantically, she said those were old ones that she stopped taking a while ago. I want to do the right thing and support the kid if she decides to have the baby, but I don't know if I can fully trust her nor have a meaningful relationship with her at this point. We have discussed abortion and she actually agreed to do one, through pills. Now she is backing off and says she doesn't want to. I can only respect that, but it's been a roller coaster honestly. Apologies for the long rant. What are my options here? Thank you. Comnet. I think it's obvious that she intended to get pregnant. I suspect that she was not taking anything after the period started on June 2nd. I would suggest having a heart-to-heart conversation here to find out her motivations. The thing is, you won't be able to do it if you are angry, and she may become defensive. I hate to bring up the possibility, but you may also want to do DNA testing since the timing seems a little suspect. There are no easy answers here. Good luck, Op. It's not about staying in UK, this a common trap in some South American countries. Get pregnant by a foreigner and get that international child support can put her in good standing in her country. It pays better than high-end escorting to foreigners and gives pay for the longest period of time. If you get support on 2 kids from different dads as long as you can get courts to force them to pay, they end up living an upper-class life. Not to mention there's a lot of expectations on women in those countries to have kids ASAP. I worked in Canada for a year and one of my co-workers was a 32-year-old Colombian woman, also on a working visa. She started sleeping with a Canadian guy there and at one point her period was late. I had a spare pregnancy test so I let her use it. When I asked her how she was feeling and what she would do if it was positive, she said she'd be over the moon, tell him thanks for the baby and move back to Colombia. She didn't see anything wrong with her plan. Thankfully, the test was negative. I noticed a trend, especially among the Latina women where I was working. During my year there I'd say I worked with at least 10, none of them over the age of 28 bothered with birth control and were having plenty of unprotected sex. Each to their own, and in my opinion it's up to both parties to manage their birth control, but just be careful out there, y'all. Feisty women with ticking biological clocks are a force to be reckoned with. You had unprotected sex with someone you've only been dating for less than a year and have only seen in person 5 times, who was making some pretty obvious excuses about birth control. You may think this is the start of happily ever after, but I'm willing to bet she'll be gone as soon as she doesn't need to be with you to stay in the UK. Wake up and realize you're being used. Commenting to just say what everyone else is saying so you know that everyone sees this for what it is, she meant to get pregnant. She wants to come to the UK and this is her ticket in. Sorry man, you're definitely on the hook for this. Don't blam into strange women straight away in the future. Take accountability for your ability to procreate. It's happened, she doesn't want an abortion so it is what it is. Next time wrap it or get a vasectomy because why risk your whole life for the phrase don't worry I'm on the pill. Next story 2. I am dealing with cheating wife in a 8 months old marriage, and 8 years of relationship. I am a who recently got married 8 months ago to my college sweetheart. We had a loving relationship that lasted for 8 years before tying the knot. However, things started to change when we decided to get married, and my wife began experiencing depression, which led to her posting distressed content on Instagram. Her social circle started blaming me, and I did my best to address the situation and be a good fiancé. After getting married, I hoped that living together would resolve our issues. However, 5 months into the marriage, I felt something was amiss and decided to check her phone. Shockingly, I discovered that she had been cheating on me with her colleague for a year, with intimate videos and texts as evidence. Confronting her, she initially denied it until I presented the proof. Deeply in love with her, I couldn't bear the thought of losing her, so I decided to give our marriage another chance. But 3 months have passed, and I'm still struggling to move past the betrayal. I haven't brought up the topic again with her to avoid making her uncomfortable. Recently, I checked her phone again and found a concerning chat with the same colleague, indicating that their relationship might not have ended. I feel she's being cautious in her communication now. My dilemma is that I fear social pressure played a significant role in my decision to stay in the marriage. The idea of breaking my parents' hearts and disappointing those around me prevented me from taking a pause and addressing the situation more objectively. I'm feeling extremely depressed and lost, and I desperately need your help and advice on how to cope with this situation. Should I reconsider my decision, or is there a way to work through this together? Any guidance would be greatly appreciated. Thank you all. Comment. It doesn't sound like you want to be in this marriage, brother. Just leave. I can assure you that it doesn't reflect badly on you. Just her. Know your worth and bounds. The thing about finding yourself in a hole up is that it's often hard to stop digging yourself in deeper. Your actions now that you know are digging yourself in deeper. The second thing to understand about your situation is that you are taking actions to save everyone here but yourself. You are trying to save her. You are trying to save your parents. What you are not doing is trying to save you. What you need to then is to ignore everything that you think needs saving and work on what actually needs saving. By taking action in a much more determined way and actually taking control of the situation, you will work your way out of this hole. So if the hard conversations are going to make her uncomfortable, well, tough titties. This situation exists because of her actions, and if this makes her uncomfortable, well, boo fucking who. She should get used to being uncomfortable. All that you actions have bought you so far is a wife who is still cheating on you and is just waiting for the dust to settle. This means that she wants to be with him and not you, and eventually this, her being with him, will happen anyway. So why forestall the inevitable? No one will be disappointed in you up. Not your family, not your friends, nor anyone you know. They will want to support you because they love and care for you, but you not telling anyone prevents that from happening. So yes, you should reconsider your decision as it was made for all the wrong reasons. She is by all accounts still cheating on you, so it's time to pull the rug out, stop this sham reconciliation and file for divorce. Blast her actions out for everyone to see and then start looking after you. Not her, you. Who knows, you doing this may shock her into coming back to being with you, but that is doubtful. No one has an affair and goes through an engagement and then a marriage at the same time unless they are looking for a way out but have no idea on how to do it. Or they are a sociopath. I was in a similar situation, found out, she said it was over, found out 6 months later it wasn't over. Move on, you deserve someone who respects you. It will be hard at first, but you don't need to subject yourself to a lifetime of suspicion, paranoia, and everything else that comes with this. You will forever be trying to win her back even though she's the one who messed up. And every text or Snapchat she gets will trigger you in some way. Cut the cord, get divorced and find someone who will value you.